Hi, I'm Claudia St. I'm the president of the Workplace Advisors. We are your advisors for all things workplace related. So what a lot of folks don't know is that we actually have a full service recruiting and sourcing practice as part of the Workplace Advisors. And when we work with clients who are hiring executive level positions, it's a unique challenge. And many companies do search for executive level positions. And in doing so, oftentimes the person that they're looking to hire has a skill set that exceeds or is different than the people that are actually doing the sourcing and the searching. So for example, if I'm an executive of a small manufacturing company and I need to hire a director or a vice president of human resources, well, I might not have that skill set. I might not know actually what's required to be successful in that role. And so when we tackle these executive level positions, there are two things that we are very, very careful to work on with our clients. The first is to really scope out that role. How do we know that that person will be successful? We develop what we call key accountabilities. What are the 5 or 6 things that are essential for that position holder to do and to do well, even if the people that are doing the screening and doing the hiring may not actually know how to do that work. So it's really scoping out the evidence that we know we will see when somebody is successful in that role. A lot of clients stop there. They just say, all right, these are the key accountabilities that we're looking for. Maybe they build a job posting based on that. Maybe they build a job description based on that. But there's one key step that we encourage our clients to do going forward from there. The first is to say, okay, you've identified these 5 or 6 key accountabilities. Which ones are the most important? We force them to actually rank those key accountabilities. And nobody likes doing that because we want to assume that they're all equally important. But the reality is, when you force that ranking, you can see what the most important component of that position is. And so that will help in your screening and in your sourcing of those key executive level positions. But we also don't stop there either. We go one step further and say, all right, realistically, we now know which are the priorities that we want this executive to be able to satisfy, but how much time does it take to actually do that kind of work? And what we oftentimes find is that the number one most important key accountability that we're hiring for maybe only takes about 10, 15, 20% of that person's time. So what are they doing the rest of the time? If we haven't really screened and evaluated how that executive is spending the other part of their time, you can end up with a mishire because you've hired for somebody who can do that key accountability, that number one thing really, really well. But if that number one thing is only 20% of the time, what are they doing the other 80% of the time? And do they have both the executive level experience to do that work well and the soft skills and the behavioral skills necessary to be successful in that role? Searching for executive talent is definitely a skill set. It's definitely more important because the stakes are higher. But yet we still sort of wander into these searches without having a lot of clarity, not only around the role itself, but how are we going to assess those skill sets? We still find our clients wander into these searches relying on their gut. Do we feel like they're good enough? Do we feel like we'll be able to work with them? And then they hire based on their gut. And I got to tell you, guts are great for lots of things. They're just not great in the hiring process, especially for critical positions. So if you find yourself in a situation when you're hiring an executive level person, don't hesitate to reach out with us. We'd be happy to share with you just some tips and tricks on how you can be most successful in your search. And of course, if you want us to help you with that search, we would be happy to do so. Hope this is helpful. Hope this is a little thought-provoking. And we hope that you have a wonderful workplace and a successful week ahead. Take care.